Hey folks, how's it going? Stevie the Dreamweavy here. Just trying to let y'all know. I guess I don't try, I do. The thing about trying is if you don't try, you can't do. So you gotta really think about what Yoda said when he says, do not try, do. Alright? Guess what? I have got everything caught up from the hiccup. I mean, I didn't get much sleep last night, but I am on track to get back on track with my sleeping. It's awesome. It really is. It's just like such hard work through the week. And I was about to say, I got the weekend, but I was able to push through, get everything done today. So I'll be able to do a lot more things because I'm not doing that extra work. All right, this is very important. I posted this last night. A lot of these people act like they do. They try to force themselves in my presence. Do not exalt yourself in the king's presence. Do not claim a place among great men. It is better for him to say, come up here, than for him to humiliate you before noblemen. It's like these shitheads do shit, and I'm talking about the government, all the way from Trump down to a pedophile over there. And they want to, force themselves on me, and I'm like, and then I humiliate them in a way that pisses them off even more, but like, as Solomon is, as Jesus was, even back Socrates, well known for humiliating people. He wasn't really a king, but the same thing, it's like, you're not a great man. Like, all the way from Trump to the pedophile, y'all are all the same, Trump, you're not a nobleman. I'm not going to let you even get close to me unless you actually debate me. And I know you're just like hiding out. You said, well, I took somebody's advice and I decided not to do anything anymore, until the election. But what it really is me. And it's me. And once you become president, it's going to be me. Once they give you the presidency, it's going to be me dogging you out, and you're going to feel shitty, and everybody in the nation and around the world knows that no matter how awesome you try to make yourself sound, you are still too much of a coward to face me. Everybody's going to know that, and I am going to humiliate you. I am going to dog you out. Every policy, everything you say, everything you do, it's just like I'm just going to keep on firing those anger lasers, right in your third eye, your heart, or anywhere your stomach, which, really needs to be taken out because you're so goddamn greedy. You and Musk, fucking each other all day long, right? It's, you're not noble. And of course, this pedophile over here, he keeps trying to be my friend or whatever, and then now he's found out that there's no way to repent or anything. And this has been a long time, and all of a sudden, but now he's mad about it. But, why would I? You're pathetic. It's like, why would I consider you someone noble? It's like, you are far from it. All of you shitheads around here, you're not getting on this ride. You can't come aboard the spaceship. You're not allowed. All right? And, you never will, and because I won't let you. It's like, you did what you did, and then you get mad for me checking you and putting you in checkmate, and then you get even more mad, and then you get insane. That's exactly what happened to the people in the persecution. They kept trying and failing, and I kept embarrassing them, trying to fail and continuously for over 10 years. And you fools think that, like, you can do something to me, yet not one of you will step up to me. It's just like, from Trump all the way down to pedophile, everybody is a scum, worse than scum. You don't have any real power, Trump, and everybody's going to know that. It's like, oh, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I'll just keep sniping you. Don't forget about my assassins coming for you. You brought it on yourself. You could have stopped the persecution in the first, and during your first term. Obama started it. You could have stopped it. But you did what you did, and now you're in my scope, you're in my crosshairs. That's for sure. All day and all night, I'll just be waiting for you to say something. Not that I'm going to watch all your stuff. No, it's like, I can't stand watching government shit because y'all are so fake, but yeah, it's because I'm taking you down. Like, the government's already dead, and you know that, but you continue, you and all the other actors in that soap opera in Washington, D.C., try to keep people confused and set on sides, like, when y'all should be united, but then you also know that the government is united. This all happened at a great time during the election, See if I get any kind of votes at all would be interesting, But, I don't care. I'm king of the world. It doesn't matter to me. I'm king of everything, everything, all of creation. Over the multiverse, beyond the infinite, it's just like, but you want to keep people, stressed and confused and frustrated, so they chase their own desires, and you do what you do, and I do what I do, and I came out on top, I was like, and you won't even debate me, not once, like, 2 weeks left, probably less than that. It's like, come on, you're gonna get the presidency. It's like, and you couldn't even do it. Okay, anyway, this is not about Trump. I've been posting a lot about it because it's getting close to the election. I'm like, come on, man, this is like your last chance right here before you go as president, and you're a fake, and everybody knows you're gonna be a fake. You're not going to be able to look at anybody and without them looking at you like you're full of shit. Okay. So I posted the whole conversation between Nicodemus and Jesus, so you can read that. A lot of good stuff in this lesson, definitely. Letting all you women know, how it is, the way... I expect women to be in the cult, and also, everybody else too. But like, this is specifically, some of these things are specifically for that. Okay, the Tao. All right, this is all about not creating war. Taking the humble side. All right, and what it says here is. It says here is like, you can't delight in weapons, all right? Yeah, weapons are fun, It's like, I love to play Assassin's Creed, Uncharted, Star Wars, like anything that's kind of that experience of fighting, because it can be metaphorical, as far as a debate, something like that. Of course, in a real debate, it's supposed to be philosophical rules, and where you don't go after the person, you don't go after the character, but go after their policies. Go after their what they state, what they claim, that kind of thing. And I say that because of the way the way debates happen these days. They're all about going after each other. It's just like, and that's the way the government tells Trump and Harris to act. This is a soap opera, and so I understand that. So you shouldn't delight in the slaughter of men. You shouldn't. You'll never get what you want in life if you're all about just killing people, just to kill them. Like there's got to be a reason to kill people, and it's not. It shouldn't be a happy thing. It should be filled with mourning. And anybody who understands the importance of nonviolence will understand that like things have their uses, but it's not good to be a psychopath. Talking about the U.S. government, talking about somebody going on a shooting spree, it's just like it's senseless killing. You're killing because you're greedy, and that's not good. Don't kill in the name of greed. All right. Don't murder anyone. The Cran one, this basically talks about charity. All right, like how important it is to give, because like the last sentence here, those are the ones who are true, and it is they who are aware of God. Those are the ones who are true, and it is they who are aware of God. So remember, keep that awareness, all right? Okay, now the next psalm is basically like if you read last night the passage from the Bible that Jesus, the parables and the explanation of why he used parables. Remember that I've got to articulate. All right. Remember that if you're up against a persecution, if you don't have solid faith, you're gonna break. It's like, and that's basically what it's saying is like you're gonna go through some difficult stuff. You're gonna sometimes you're gonna feel like I've turned on you when I haven't. I'm just seeing how you deal with things. I'm still watching over you, but I'm seeing how you deal with persecution. Right? It's like, no, I'm not gonna cause a persecution against my believers. No way. Or against the people in the empire. Or the Native Americans. All right. My kind of persecution is in hell. That's what I do. Part of what I do. And so it's like this person is saying, the zeal for your house consumes me, and the insults of those who insult you fall on me. And it's like these people won't leave this guy alone, right? And like, and it's all about being able to persevere. That's important. Endurance, like Buddha said, endurance is the toughest discipline. I do things just for endurance training. If I'm feeling pain and suffering from what I'm doing, I can eliminate that suffering, and the pain is enjoyable to me as long as I'm doing something that's worthy. Like even taking a shower, and like really getting it hot. I don't advise doing this if you're not trained. You've got to acclimate yourself. Kind of like a frog in a boiling pot. But don't boil yourself. That kind of thing. So I will have all kinds of cool things on my website, including these kind of meditations. But anyway, all that to say is that if I'm going through a tough time, or they're trying to annoy me, to try to get me to like go crazy or even yell or cry, or whatever, I'm like, you're not worth my time, and I don't care anymore. I get it. You're not going to listen. So whatever, you're wrong. I've already told you what was going to happen. So anyway, it's just, you've got to understand that I will protect you, and you just got to be comfortable in that fact. That doesn't mean you're going to be comfortable at all, but your comfort can be in knowing that I will come help you. Okay, but you might not know that. I mean, testing your faith to see how much you're going to actually believe. And then it's all about glorifying, and I hear the Lord hears the needy and does not despise his captive people. So, like I say, I don't negotiate. So if somebody takes you and threatens to kill you, for ransom or whatever else, if I can't get to you, you gotta understand that I don't despise you. All right. It's just that I'm not going to let them be able to do that, because once you do it, then all of a sudden, the government always used to say, we don't negotiate with terrorists, but they're the ones creating the terrorists. So, of course, they don't negotiate with terrorists. And it just goes in a round circle, It's just like, and actually, they actually did that for a little while. But then, once they started invading other countries for resources, they had to change that up and actually create the terrorists. But in the 80s, that's where it kind of began, that saying. But I'm totally like that. It's like, even if you're there and they are bludgeoning you, or even shoot you in the head, whatever, you need to take it, for the good of the kingdom. And being persecuted is an honor. And I'm going to find you eventually, and I can bring you back, so don't worry about that, all right? You just take the pain, all right? Okay. Solomon quote here is the same that we talked about yesterday. Humility and the fear of the Lord brings wealth, honor, and life. If you don't have that humility, if you don't have that fear of the Lord, maybe you do get rich, but you won't have honor. You won't have life. People like Trump and Musk and Zuckerberg, they might be rich, but they have no substance in their life. They're fake. And they think that their money can solve all the problems, but then they meet somebody like me and they start understanding that money isn't everything. Money doesn't give you power. All right, it gives you brainwashed, and brainwashing isn't bad. It just depends on how you wash your brain to learn a new discipline or something else. But these people, they have followers that are bent on money, and like greedy, and like that's what the United States encourages, is greed, and that's why capitalism is so messed up. Capitalism would be great if people understood what ethics and morals are, but the word ethics has almost phased itself out completely in the business realm. That sector is lacking in so much. It's just like, and capitalism, the idea is great, but like that's why there's ethics and philosophy. That's why there are reasons that you should be moral, and you don't have to believe in God to be moral. Moral agents are as opposed to evil agents. All right, you're the one that stands up for philosophy and does what's right, no matter what. Okay. Bear with me now. But yeah, it's all about humility and fear of the Lord. If you fear me, if you're humble, I will lift you up, like totally. But don't do that just because you want fame or anything like that. Do that because you're doing it for the kingdom. That's the only way you're going to get lifted up. Or even in the empire. If I send you on a mission throughout the empire, you've got to have that humility and the fear of me. All right? If you don't believe I'm God, fear me because I'm the king. Okay? It's important Don't let pride tear you down. The Confucius one. Do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. And of course, this echoes what Jesus used to say, do unto others as you would do unto yourself. Okay. What do I want? I want people to pick me apart. I want people to prove me wrong. If I am wrong, I want to know it, and if I'm not wrong, step into my trap. It's like, either way, I treat others the way I want to be treated. All right. So, do not impose on others what you yourself do not desire. Okay. If you don't desire getting beat down all the time and getting shot, then don't be violent, because if you are, then it'll come back on you, no matter what it is. Buddha. Dharma is not upheld by talking about it. Dharma is upheld by living in harmony with it. It's like the whole thing about your learning and nature and everything like that. And everything is nature. It's not just going out for the woods. Even the city is nature. The concrete, the towers, those are things that we built that are extensions from the resources that we built all that stuff from. It's all nature. Just because you live in the middle of New York, it doesn't matter because it's all nature. And then you got human nature, and the more you can understand human nature without listening to all the rumors and bullshit that people who are uneducated like the high school logic. It's so easy to be high school, and then you become 40, 45 years old and you're still high school and you're just like, what have I done with my life? So you need to understand how to live in harmony with everything. That's how you can understand when things are a setup. When people try to make coincidences, they're not going with the flow of nature. And of course, that doesn't mean not foo-foo nature, but what people think about. It's only nature, tree huggers. No, it's about moving with people. You understand the way humans move and the body language and all that. And you understand what is very unusual to be happening, kind of like you're a detective. That's called the art of deduction. That means you take away whatever could not be the answer, and then eventually you find the answer by eliminating everything that's not. All right? It's like Sherlock Holmes stuff. All right? The Jesus quote. My food is to do the will of who sent me to finish his work. Do not say in 4 months and then there will be a harvest. I tell you, open your eyes, look at the fields. They are ripe for harvest. Even the reaper draws his wages. Even now he harvests the crops for eternal life. So the sower and the reaper can be glad together. All right. Let's see. Thus saying, one who sows, another reaps, is true. I sent you to reap what others have not worked for. Others have done the hard work, and you have reaped the benefits of their labor. That's kind of like what Socrates said. If you want to know, concentrate. Also use as part of your study what other men have already done, and women. Man. That includes men and women. And that's like this. I'm doing some pretty hard work. And you can reap it. It's like Jesus and his disciples did great work. Muhammad did great work. Buddha did great work. Socrates did great. All these people that I bring up and I quote and all that, I reap what they sow. Okay? And you can look at it like any of the people that are around you, When you set people up for success, when you focus on the good of others, you reap that harvest of righteousness and skills. All right? But you got to work, It's not just faith. It's faith and works. All right? Okay. Wow. We're going fast now. Okay. There's one more here. Intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic. I understand what I'm saying. You understand what the Beast Boys are saying? Another dimension, another dimension, another dimension. Do it. All right, so. I don't care about Facebook and their rules. La da 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 da. Not only, I named some more people here that I can sue. Some more organizations, and of course criminal courts. Let's see, la da 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 da. Okay. Oh yeah, there's these three quotes here, and this is what I always recognize. I help people recognize their disease. You know, a lot of diseases are accepted in society, like homosexuality. All right, things like bipolarism and whatever. I show you how you get caught in that. It's the curse of good and evil. All right, it's karma. And you get stuck into that, and you think that you can't escape, but that's because you haven't found the right way out. And that's what the Sage is all about: is having people recognizing their diseases so they're conscious of it. That's the whole thing about evolution now. We are now conscious of evolution, so we can evolve even faster because we know about it. All right, so think about that. Yeah, it's all about revolution of consciousness, and then we can will our bodies to grow in different ways. It's like, especially with science coming on, cellular regeneration. Until we get in our robot bodies, we can get in spaceships, and we can even reverse our age to the age we want to be. Like, wouldn't that be great, right? If I could be 25 again, and have all of those abilities that I had back then with the wisdom I have now. The saying, if I would have only known then what I know now. Well, that's actually possible. They can actually do this stuff. Again, they just don't have funding. All right. The Jesus one, it's just talking about pagans worry about tomorrow, and like that quote, today starts tomorrow, but that doesn't mean you have to worry about tomorrow. Just prepare for tomorrow. All right. Each day has enough trouble of its own, and we all know that, It's just like some days you want to wake up and say, what's next, And then some other days you want to wake up and say, all right, what's next, It's just like, it's all about your mindset, It's not about feelings or moods. And then eventually you wake up every day and you're like, all right, I'm ready, no matter how difficult this gets, But just trust in me. First seek His kingdom, His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. That's exactly what I was talking about. If you're working for the kingdom, you work your job. I'll even employ a lot of people in the kingdom. All right, so, but still working towards righteousness in the kingdom. All right, that's what I always preach, and I will lift you up. All right. So don't worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Okay? It's like, stay focused on the present. All right? And don't get caught up in the moment. Just the more you stay focused on the present moment, the more your intuition is clear, and you are in the idea. You are sharing ideas with every sentient being, every intelligent being in the universe. All right? That's where all ideas are stored. Okay? The more every being in the whole universe focuses on the present, the easier it is to share ideas. And that's why you said, this idea came from me from nowhere, That's intuition. When your gut tells you to do something, that is instinct. Don't do things with gut feelings. Use your brain, use your intuition, focus on the present. And then you can plan properly and prepare properly for the future. And I posted this last night too. The teaching of Buddha, the shorter verse. Like I posted that other thing again, which is something that you definitely need to copy and read and really study. The basics of Buddha, the basics of Buddhism. All right, it's important. I'll just read it. Those who seek the path to enlightenment must first remove all egoistic pride, all right, and be humbly willing to accept the light of Buddha's teachings, all right. Buddhism, before I linked everything together even better, is the ultimate philosophy. It is so psychological and scientific and observational, and seen from an objective point of view, okay, seeing the big picture, and then making judgments, taking a moment, realizing your surroundings, it really is awesome. So I definitely recommend studying and getting yourself a Buddha book of some sort, and just reading it. Just like the Quran, just like the Bible, the lost books, that's not a bad idea too. All right. You can find them all bound up together in a book, the lost books of the Bible. All right. He goes on to say, all the treasures in the world, all its gold and silver and honors are not to be compared with wisdom and virtue. Money and honor, promotion, all that doesn't matter. If you're not wise and you're not virtuous, you could be Musk and Trump and Zuckerberg and be empty of substance and be totally stupid, Especially now that I've taken their intelligence away. That's why they're getting dumb and more dumb and more dumb. I did that on purpose so I could totally undermine everything they're doing. And at the same time, overmine. From every direction, even within them, since I can do that, It's just like, I do what I do. And you can't do what I do, as one of my friends of the past used to say. Let's see. Okay, that's it. Oh yeah, this is always important. The beauty of wisdom. I know exactly what I'm doing all the time. I know exactly what I'm doing all the time. The beauty of wisdom, I know exactly. Also the beauty of wisdom, what I'm doing, all right? Also the beauty of wisdom all the time. So it breaks down like that. That's why I post it like that. Sometimes I put it in a sentence. Sometimes I put them on separate lines. So it's all together wise, and each phrase is wisdom, is the beauty of wisdom. You understand? The beauty of wisdom, I know exactly what I'm doing all the time. All the time. You can trust me. Even my enemies, that I'm not going to back down. I mean, you can count on that. I know what I'm doing all the time. There isn't anybody who can tell me anything about what I do. You don't know my job. It's like, it's just so annoying. It's like, these people are annoying me because I'm famous. I mean, that's all. My fame hurt them and made them greedy and made them prideful. I didn't do anything to them except fame. I mean, I was famous, so that caused them, that's the whole persecution. And what's ironic about it is that the whole reason the government did the reality show was in order to blow up my popularity, my fame, to where I would rise too quick and I wouldn't be able to handle it and I would give up, right? I never wanted to be famous. I would, but I wanted it at my own pace. But they should have killed me when they had the chance, before everything, why would you think that putting someone through a persecution on film would work that way, so to speak. And of course they thought, well, there's no way he can make it through, and every time I did something drastic, I had to make a move, they're like, there's no way he will go through that. There's no way he can go out there. There's no way he can be homeless. There's no way this, that. And nobody ever thought, well, what if he does? What if he can? Well, no person ever could ever go through this. There's no way, but I did it, and, if you know about it, testify, right? And that's what I do. It's like, that's a cool song by Rage Against the Machine, Now testify. Yeah, it's just like, Why keep it hidden? Like Jesus says, put your light out on a lamp, so others have a beacon, others can come to you for help if they need it, that kind of thing. There are times when you want to conceal your light, but it's only if you're working in the darkness to be kind of covert, right? But it's always what I say. I might not tell you something, for whatever reason. I'm not lying. I'm just like keeping information from you at certain times, okay? But if anyone were to ever ask me anything, I would tell them the truth. That's the difference, all right? I'm not here to deceive you. It's just like, if there's something that would be beneficial, better for you if you didn't know at the moment, I'm going to tell you eventually. It's not like I'm going to take a secret and never tell you. It's not like that. And also, when you like to sneak up on people to assassinate them, it's better to be in the dark. All right? And to make sure not to attack any innocent people. It's like, these are the rules, and never give up your secrets. But we are always truthful and honest. So it's okay to do that. But if somebody wants to say, Steven, we need to, like, if the cops were to come to me, right? They already know they can trust me, after everything I've been through, even through the crooked cops in the past, they know that I'm going to tell them the truth. Like, I have proved that. Everybody knows that my credibility is solid, right? It's like, if you ask me something, I'm going to tell you the truth, exactly what it is. And if cops were to come to me, I'm not working with the cops, but if they want to ask me something about me, I'm going to tell them, If anybody were to actually confront me and ask me about something, I would tell them the truth about everything. I'm always honest. Always. All right? And I'm never going to keep anything away from you forever. That's what I'm talking about. We don't work together, but we have this understanding of government. All right? That's what's important, is to actually understand what true governance is. I'm not trying to look like Bill Clinton, but because he was crooked too. He's the one that started building the bases over there on their holy land, on Muslim holy land. So you get what you get. And it's not necessarily that you get what you pay for, but if you think materialistically, it will. You want to see the miracles happen, come see me. All right. Love you. Thanks for being patient through this week. It all kind of happened at once. Okay. So it was good. Like I went through that pain, and it was endurance training. Everything I always do, it sets me up for something else. For instance, one instance of it is that I used to work out all the time and study and everything. And I didn't know why, back whenever I was trying to get the cult together, and then the persecution started, I had to be homeless. All that exercise and all that mental discipline helped. Okay. I would go out to the lake, and there's a hiking circuit, that you can, actually a hiking trail. And I would go out there during the summers in plus 100-degree temperatures and train myself. Yeah, I used a lot of sunblock. I'll tell you about the skin cancers and everything that I had to get removed. It's just something that I have to deal with because I have pale skin. But anyway, I would go out there in 105-degree temperatures every day, and I had a routine that I went through. And then I would go work out after, I would work out, and then I would go out and hike this trail, right? And lifting weights, doing tough stuff, and then getting out there and conditioning myself. Well, sure enough, I ended up having to go through homelessness. And since I went through all of that conditioning, all of that endurance training, it helped me. So always think about, when you get these good ideas to do something, it's not just in the present you're working for, focus on the present, but you're getting prepared for something you're about to do. Okay, and that's all about the decisions you make going through. Like, which university am I going to go through at any time? It's all about, it all usually comes down to just yes and no. You're going to do what's right, you're going to do what's wrong. All right, goodbye. See you tomorrow night. I mean, you'll see me. Some of you really want to see you rather than on the boob tube. Not a boob tube. Should we call it a flat tube? Or anyway. Peace.